So I've got the S20 back, right? So the initial acceleration, but once you get it going, it's crazy. It's actually not bad. It's not the best, performance wheel I've experienced, but for what I was expecting, it's good. It's not that bad. It's just that initial, acceleration. Once you get it moving, then the torque is there, and it sings to you. It's just singing. It's good. So, on my way to get some pounded yam, a few things I do need to disclose is that this wheel has been updated. The firmware has been updated from 2.09 to 2.14. So, there is definitely an improvement in the way it handles, the way it accelerates, and it shows. One of the things I have seen as well is that the battery gauge or the LCD, when the battery is close to 93-95%, the battery gauge is not representative of what is shown in the app. My charger as well does not charge the wheel all the way to 100% yet. I believe there's something wrong with the charger. It stops at 93%, but I've been told, and I'm aware, that this will be fixed by just sending us a new charger. That's my assumption. I'll wait for that to be fixed, but I just thought I should mention that now. One thing as well is the way the wheel handles with those tires. Those tires are not, for me anyway, my opinion, I don't believe they are good for normal use on the road. If you live in a city, Paris, Brussels, New York, I will highly recommend changing the tire. It will definitely improve the maneuverability of the wheel. It was a particularly windy day actually when I was going to get my my pounded yam, and it was a bit dicey sometimes because with the tire, you're not quite sure where you are on the edge. So one minute you're going straight and it's fine, and you want to turn and it's like nothing, and it just kind of falls over. Because it's quite square and that edge definitely doesn't give you that predictability in terms of how the feedback you get from the wheel. You can see my testing of wheels, I usually use them in the environment that I will normally use them day to day. While, as I said, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, it's great to have slow motion videos and jumping videos with beautiful people. That's awesome, but you should always make sure that you try and test the wheel in the environment in which you'll be using it. This is the kind of environment I'll be using it. As you can see, slow riding when I need it. So maneuverability is important to me because I do go to places like this, as you can see on the screen, where there's obstacles around the place, and I do need to slow down and be respectful and maneuver around objects and people and stuff. So while yes, this wheel has been marketed as an off-road wheel, I don't ride off-road. As you can see, we don't have ramps and mountains here. This is typical London. you know, and this is the kind of environment in which I will be using it. And that's why it's important that we test it here. Yeah, I mean, so right now you can see it weighs about 35 kilograms. I'm trying to pick it up and up the stairs, and it's not that bad. I mean, I've lifted Shermans before and even Monster Pros, and this is manageable. It definitely hides its weight properly. Yeah, and this is me picking up my takeaway food. So, wow, as you can see, yeah, the S20 attracts attention. So behind me is a guy driving his, what looks like a VW truck that just wants to know more about what I'm riding. I mean, there's just something about the S20 that just attracts attention. It's a beautiful wheel. And if you are, an introvert, don't get an S20 because a lot of people want to know what you're riding. He even wanted to race me. That's what you think that's what we're doing right now, actually. But yeah, apart from that, in terms of improvements, so I've had better instructions from Kingsong in terms of the suspension now. I've set up my suspension properly. I'm usually not a suspension guy anyway, but with this suspension on the S20, it's just fun. This is the most I've had on a suspension wheel ever. Yeah, as you can see, like you try that with some EUCs that has jelly rims. I call them jelly baby rims, and you will crack them. You know who you are. Yeah, it's like this suspension just makes this wheel more fun. And you can hop from one thing to one other thing. But the most important part of the improvements are the screws that were reported the last time. So Kingsong will be replacing all the screws with better quality screws. And this is really great for after sales services, especially for a company like ours. So until next time, see you guys during the E-Rise demo. Take care. Bye-bye.